My father has an old guitar, and he plays me folk songs. My father has an old guitar, and he plays me folk songs. There is nothing I want more than to play like him. He goes to the basement and builds me a cookie tin banjo. He builds me a cookie tin banjo. The strings are made of rubber bands. The strap is an old red necktie. The body is the big round lid of a metal cookie tin. And when he plays his old guitar, I play my cookie tin banjo. Play my cookie tin banjo right along with him. Play together, the more I fall in love with music. And I realize that my banjo is a toy that I've outgrown. I want strings of steel and something new and something real. And so he gets me a guitar to call my own. Then Dad says to me on this fine afternoon, let's sit on the stairs, I'll teach you to tune. He hands me a pick, one that's little and black. He shows me the G chord. I've never looked back. Now buried somewhere in a closet is my cookie tin banjo. In my arms is my guitar, my greatest source of joy. For the life that I have now, I'm grateful to my father, who gave the gift of music to his boy. It started with a simple homemade toy. Hey, I'm 10 years old, and we live in New York, the five of us. Me, I'm Ben. My two younger brothers, Adam and Simon. My mama, Sylvia, a very beautiful, very British woman who came in her 20s to New York, where she met and married Rick Scheuer, New Yorker, my father. In another life, my father would have been a musician, but in this one, he became a mathematician with an economics degree from Harvard and a law degree from Columbia, a real academic. Loves math, and I am terrible at math. It makes me frustrated. It makes me frustrating. Dad and I do not get along when we are talking about my math homework. We do get along when we're playing music together. So I decide to start a family band. I got it all figured out. Adam can be Ringo, Simon can be George, I will be John. I guess that leaves Dad as Paul and maybe Mom as Linda, which is good, because when we play, she doesn't know what's going on. Come on, brothers, let's get dressed up like the Beatles. Here's a Sgt. Pepper jacket, here's a shaggy mop top wig. Come on, brothers, let's go play each other's songs about the things we're gonna do when we get big. At the start of our career, we released a couple of singles. All reviews are great, all M&Ms are brown. And then we start getting weird, and then we all expatriate to this studio we built in some golden castle town. Come on, brothers, let's release our 7th album. We'll have crowds of screaming fans at every gig. We'll be rocking out on tour, and the folks will yell for more. Oh man, the things we're gonna do when we get big. The things we're gonna do when we get big. Come on, brothers, let's get big and go exploring. There is nothing that can stop us in our path. We'll drive cool Italian cars, be the sons who sound like stars, at least till Mother comes to get us for our bath. Come on, brothers, let's get dressed up like the Beatles. Here's a Sgt. Pepper jacket, here's a shaggy mop top wig. Come on, brothers, let's go play each other's songs about the things we're gonna do when we get big. The things we're gonna do when we get big. Problem is, age 10, I'm not actually very good at the guitar. I know one chord, the G chord, which I play with enthusiasm. On a Sunday afternoon, carrying my little guitar, I run into the living room where my father sits, reading the Wall Street Journal, underlining important-looking columns of numbers with his red pen. Dad, let's play some music together. Sure, he says. Goes over to his guitar case and takes out his old guitar. do you know this one? If the grasshopper is made for hopping, that my dad sings, and the fly is made for flying, if the owl comes round and makes that owl sound, then what makes a lion a lion? Simon is a lion cub, Adam is a lion cub, Ben is a lion cub too. Little lion brothers in a world that's bright and new. And then little lion cubs, 3 little lion cubs, sit in the sun and bask, and ask each other questions that good little lions ask. If the grasshopper is made for hopping, and the fly is made for flying, if the owl comes round and makes that owl sound, then what makes a lion a lion? Dad, what does make a lion a lion? Well, what do you think, Ben? I think it's a roar. Could be, Ben. If the bee is made for being, and the echoes for replying, can you be sure that it's a roar that makes a lion a lion? 3 little lion cubs, 3 little lion cubs, little but big inside. What lovely little lions, what a lovely little pride. Dad, show me how to play guitar like you. And he stops playing. Ben, I can't show you how to play like me. But Dad, I said no, don't be stupid. He gets up, puts his guitar back in his case, leaves, and slams the door behind him. Hey, what did I do wrong? He got so mad so suddenly. I must have done something stupid and not even realized. On a weekend afternoon, a friend of mine and I are playing outside with our water guns. My father storms over to us, takes my gun out of my hand, puts it on the ground, stomps on it until it's in pieces, and goes back inside. I have no idea why he's so angry with me. And I ask my friend, hey, what do you do when your dad breaks your toys? He looks at me like I'm insane. And as I get older, these things happen more and more, and Dad's temper gets worse and worse. It's 2 weeks before my 14th birthday, which is also 2 weeks before my brother Adam's 12th birthday. Our birthdays are 2 days apart. And my school report card has arrived at home. My father's in the kitchen drinking orange juice, reading my report card. This is an embarrassment, Ben. You got a C- in mathematics? A C- in mathematics, this is totally unacceptable. Music is obviously getting in the way of your studies. But Dad, He launches his glass across the room, and it shatters against the wall. Damn it, Ben, don't interrupt me. You're staying home and studying every day until your birthday. But Dad, I have a school band trip. You know that. It's to Washington, D.C. for a concert. Well, I guess the stupid kids aren't going. You blew it. That night, I write my father a note and tape it to my parents' bedroom door. Dear Dad, I'm not writing to criticize you. I'm writing to thank you for showing me the kind of man you really are. The kind of man who makes his son feel stupid. The kind of man that I don't want to play music with. The kind of man that I don't want to be. I was a very dramatic, nearly 14-year-old. The next morning, I wait for my father to come talk to me. He doesn't. I hear him in the living room playing to my brothers. I stand outside with my ear to the door. And Mom finds me. You know, you can go in, Ben. I'm sure your father would love to see you. Well, I pretend she's not there, and she goes back upstairs. I listen to him play to my brothers. Gather round, children, come here to my side. Sit by the fire where it's warm. I'll tell you something was once told to me about the way that we weather the storm. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride and the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know. It's the way that we weather the storm. If you try to stand tall, but you slip and you fall, In the earth is the sound of the stars. Truth gets revealed when you're broken and healed. Every heart is made stronger by scars. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know. It's the way that we weather the storm. So go on your journeys, be bold and be brave. Be lions, my boys, and be strong. And when it is such that it all feels too much, then remember the words to this song. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know. It's the way that we weather the storm. It's the way that we weather the storm. Ben, my mother says on a Monday evening, you haven't spoken to your father for more than a week since you wrote him that note. He's upset about it. You should talk to him. I don't want to. He wasn't nice to me. Anyway, he should talk to me. Ben, it's time. Speak to your father. I'll speak to him tomorrow morning. On Tuesday morning, school starts at 9, not 8. So on Tuesday morning, I can sleep an hour late. Usually you've left for work by then, but not today. I wonder why. Mom says you have got a headache and it's bad. She's called an ambulance. Her face has changed. I go to see you, Dad. You're tangled in the bed sheets. The only thing you're wearing is white underwear. The paramedics stand beside your bed in navy blue. They are giants in the room. They are talking to you. Have you been really stressed out lately? Are there things that have upset you? You nod yes. Now you're screaming headache. Your eyes roll up and back. You are foaming, you are thrashing. I hear your body crack. They put you on a stretcher. Mom has turned as white as your white underwear. Now a blur of hospital days and weeks. You are breathing through machines. Mom speaks. She reminds me that my school band has a concert out of town. Will I go? She says it's my decision. I wonder what to do. Music is the thing that connects me and you. I join the band on the bus down to Washington, D.C. We're on stage, we're playing. I feel a wave of peace. I go back home, I'm at my front door. I take myself inside. Mom is sitting at the table. I sit down too. She says you died. Now there's no breath, no sound, no light. Damn you for dying while we're in a fight. I need to learn to play like you do, but now there's no chance, 'cause now there's no you. Then at your funeral, the 9th of May, I stand beside my brothers. Adam turned 12 yesterday, Simon's not yet 9. It's my responsibility to think of them and not of me. and help them see that one day we'll be fine. Now that old guitar of yours is mine. I am terrified, powerless. I'm supposed to look after my two younger brothers. I don't know how. I give the little guitar that Dad gave to me to my youngest brother, Simon. And to my great delight, my two brothers start a band. Without me. Adam plays drums. Simon plays guitar and sings. I've got my father's old guitar. My mother moves our family to England, where she grew up. I don't know anybody in England. I'm sent to an all-boys boarding school where I study music and English, and where they make me study math, which they call maths. My 5th week at boarding school, I get a package in the mail. It's a book of essays about my father. And these essays are written by colleagues of his, friends and adversaries of his, family members, old girlfriends. Everybody writes about what a marvelous fellow he was. One of the most wonderful things about Rick, this is Abe, the federal judge married to my dad's sister. He was also the best man at my parents' wedding. One of the most wonderful things about Rick was his gentleness. He was never harsh or mean. I never heard him speak ill of anyone. Of course, he would occasionally conclude that someone was no good. In that event, he found a way to say it without malice. His politeness was not merely a matter of form. It was his nature. Well, Rick had unkind words for me. I must have been a terrible son. The afternoon I get this book, I have my first maths exam. I don't know any of the answers. I haven't been paying attention in class. And so in the exam booklet, I write a note to the person grading my test. Dear Mr. Examiner person, to your left, there's a big pile of exams from 16-year-old boys. It's maybe 2 hours of work for you. It's maybe 3 hours. This is what you do. You look at the math homework of teenagers. You've really achieved something for yourself, man. Great job. While you may be totally fine wasting your life, I'm not going to waste mine, so I'm done with this exam. Have a fantastic day. I get up, walk out of the test, go back to my dorm room. I don't want to play like my dad on acoustic guitar. I want to make noise. So I plug in my electric guitar. Bafflingly, a few days later, I'm called into the office of the teacher who runs the mathematics department, Mr. Puttyfoot. That is actually his real name. He's got my little note in his hand. Who the hell do you think you are, you arrogant, ignorant, entitled, self-obsessed brat? What would your father say? Oh, he'd probably also tell me that I'm stupid, and that I blew it, and that I'm no good. Only it's hard to do that when you're dead. Thanks for the pep talk, man. If it happens again, there'll be serious consequences. You've got detention for the next 2 weeks, Scheuer. Yeah, can I go now? Great. Back to my dorm room. Back to my electric guitar. Back to that book about my dad. Robert Burka, Barry Lafer, Leon Myers, Carl Schechter, Susan Gerstein, Charlotte Porter, Jamie Carden, Thomas Day. These are senators and judges, CEOs and high school pals. They all know different sides to him, and this is what they say. They all say, yes, sir, he was such a lovely man. Brilliant, calm, and kind. It makes me sick. Yes, sir, a close to perfect mind. And now I find that I'm the son of good Saint Rick. I find that I'm the son of good Saint Rick. Rick was loyal and devoted, and Rick earned our admiration, and it fills us all with sorrow, yes it does. And I'll never board a sailboat without thinking fondly of him. May I be as good a father as he was. Yes, sir, he was such a lovely man. Brilliant, calm, and kind. It makes me sick. Yes, sir, a close to perfect mind. And now I find that I'm the son of good Saint Rick. I find that I'm the son of good Saint Rick. That's not what I remember. That's not what I remember. But what about the yelling? Or the icy condescension, was that forgotten? Or ignored? Or not the sort of thing we mention? Perhaps it wasn't known at all the way that he was bad. Maybe I'm the only one who actually knew my dad. They all say, yes sir, such a lovely man. The kind of guy we're lucky that we knew. And I think it's pretty odd that though they don't believe in God, they believe that you're a saint. Oh yes they do. So now I'll never, ever play like you. At last, high school ends. I get the hell out of England. I'm glad to get away from my family. Mom's always so sad. It's annoying. Back in New York City, age 18, with my electric guitar, writing and performing angry but awesome rock songs. I still have my father's old acoustic guitar, and I play it, but not in front of people. I spent a few years doing these rock gigs awesomely. And then on a Sunday morning, waiting for a train at Grand Central Station, I meet a girl. You are reading Cuckoo's Nest. You have crazy hair. And I assume from what I see, you've got freckles everywhere that I can't see. Yeah, I know, right? And you're waiting for the same train as me. So I sit down next to you and say my name is Ben. You tell me that you're Julia. We get on the train and then we spend the next 37 minutes arguing. And you're difficult. Yes, you're difficult. But I'll bet loving you will be easy. I'll bet loving you will be easy. I'll bet loving you will be easy. No matter how difficult you try to be. When we get off the train, you say, all right, goodbye. I say, wait, but I'd like your number. And eyebrows raise, you ask me why, and I find it difficult to answer you, because my plans for you seem way out of proportion. But I'll throw caution to the wind and say, I'll bet loving you will be easy. Loving you will be easy. And I'll bet loving you will be easy. No matter how difficult you try to be, and if you let me prove that I'm the only guy who's worth your time, I'll work hard to make sure that you see how easy loving you will be. Now bet loving you will be easy. We'll have no difficulty until you realize that the really, truly difficult one is me. But I'll bet loving you will be easy. Loving you will be easy. And I'll bet loving you will be easy. No matter how difficult you try to be. Julia and I go out on a date, more dates. It works, we're a couple. Time passes, and I write rock songs for Julia. And seriously huge, awesome rock songs. Filled with seriously huge, awesome guitar solos. Except that Julia's a big James Taylor fan. That acoustic guitar under your bed, says Julia. Well, how come you never play it for me? Well, that's my dad's guitar. Or you don't really talk about your dad, you know. You don't really talk about your family. Well, my dad's dead and the rest of my family's 3,000 miles away and they don't approve of me or what I do. Oh, approval. What does that have anything to do with which guitar you play? Well, nobody's heard me play acoustic guitar for years, Julia. Oh, years and years. You're so serious, Ben. Lighten up. Write a song in your dad's old acoustic guitar about me. Okay? Well, hey, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out tonight to CBGB's. I've got one for you. This is called Laugh. Laugh. You make me laugh. You make me laugh. You make me laugh, 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 laugh. You make me laugh when you stretch your stretchy pants up to your neck and dance around. You make me laugh. You make me laugh with your impression of a friendly pterodactyl's mating sound. You make me laugh. You make me laugh until I'm breathless and delirious. You make me laugh and that's how I know it's serious. You make me giddy, make me angry, make me challah bread. You make me make the bed. You make me laugh. Laugh, 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 laugh. When we're at lunch and you insist that we behave as if we're drunk Parisian mimes. You make me laugh. When you email your corrections to the White House correspondent at the New York Times, you make me laugh. If you are wrong, you say you'll gladly let him spank you, but you are right, and so he writes back and says thank you. Your oddity is infinitely various. I think you're hilarious. You make me laugh. Laugh, 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 laugh. And every day there's something new with every wacky thing you do. You explain to me what baby acorn squash is, wearing leopard print galoshes. You make me laugh, laugh, laugh. You make me see how truly blissful life can be. You feel like family. You feel like family. You make me giggle, chuckle, chortle, snarf, guffaw, and laugh. After the show, I leave my father's old guitar in my car, and Julia and I walk west on Bleecker Street. Julia says, "You like my pterodactyl impression?" I do like your pterodactyl impression. Julia says, "I liked hearing you play your father's old guitar. It kind of turned me on. Is that weird?" "Yeah, that's pretty weird, Julia." "Let's get a celebratory drink," she says. Now, I realize that I might not have locked my car properly, but it's Greenwich Village. It'll be fine. And anyway, I just rocked CBGB's with an acoustic guitar. I am unstoppable. Julia pulls me into a dark corner of the bar. We have a great night, the two of us. Later that evening, when we get back to my car, my father's old guitar is gone. Next morning, I call my mother. Tell her about my new song, about my gig, the bad news about Dad's old guitar. I'm hoping for some sympathy. And she says, "Ben, your father would be so disappointed." I wait for her to say something else. And she doesn't. "Thanks, Mom. Goodbye." Goodbye. Julia says, "I wish I had known your father. Why don't we visit him in the cemetery? You can introduce us." I haven't visited my father in the cemetery before. It's not the sort of thing my family does. Now, on Julia's encouragement, she and I go. Someone stole your old guitar. Someone gave me new ideas. You who made me want to play have been away for years and years. And everything that's come will go, everything will go around again. Someone stole your old guitar. someone unlocked hidden tears. I sit and speak beside your grave about the song inside my ears. I speak about the music, and I weep and smile and hope that you'll be proud. I tell you how I fell in love with her again, again, again. Her freckled face and eager mind, and how I love to hear her say, my Ben. And from the bed in our apartment I can see the people walk across the bridge. Someone stole your old guitar. It helped me start to face my fear. I'd like to try and build a bridge before you fully disappear. Before you fully disappear. Before you fully disappear. Hello, Mom. It's Ben. I went to visit Dad. What do you mean, visit Dad? In the cemetery, Mom. I went to visit Dad in the cemetery. Why would you do that? One of the things I wanted to do was introduce him to Julia. It was her idea. It's a ridiculous idea. What is this, some kind of therapy? Your father disapproved of therapy. He thought it was a waste of his time and money. When he went, they told him he had depression. Dad suffered from depression. It's nonsense. I hear the doorbell ring over the line. I must go, Mom says. John's here. John's mom's new boyfriend. He's a nice old English fellow. My brothers tell me they seem to get along fine. Since my father died, I can't connect with my mother. Why does she think it's so ridiculous of me to talk to him? What would it be like if she spoke with him now? What if she got a surprising phone call? I hurry to the kitchen, try to catch the ringing phone. I have been waiting for the contractors to call all day, and John will be here soon. I got us tickets to the Turner at the Tate, and I have got a nice new dress. John might have too much champagne. Oh yes, the phone, hello. Sylvia, I hear him say, and it echoes loud, loud from far away. My dear, I'm glad you found a friend for your middle years. God, is it May again? Yes, it's May again. Will you wish a very happy birthday to the boys? They must be big at 26 and 28. Now I hear that each of them is playing in a band. I guess the drum kit and piano and guitars I bought were really tempting fate. Sylvia, you helped them grow. Please forgive me, love, I never meant to go. You have been more wonderful than you could ever see. Take a look at our 3 children. You have realized what we dreamed. Then he says, Sylvia, I've got to run. I love you very much. I hope the exhibit's fun. There's so much more that I'd like to say, but goodbye for now. Enjoy the rest of May. I realize that my mother's been doing a much better job being a parent, being a single parent, than I have given her credit for. So why don't we get along better? Why didn't she tell me about Dad's depression? Why did she think Julia's idea was such a ridiculous idea? I thought it was a great idea. I liked talking to Dad. But nothing's good enough for Mom. I'm not a good enough son. Julia's not a good enough girlfriend for me. I want to be a good communicator, so I tell Julia that my mother doesn't like her. I think this is a great idea. And Julia says, what did I ever do to your mother? Why don't your brothers defend me to her? Hey, why don't you? Well, I don't want to make things worse, so I talk to my family less and less. I certainly don't tell them when Julia's parents split up, her mom had an affair. So now Julia sees sex as something shameful that ruins relationships. So we have sex less. And less. And when we do, it's not good sex, it's sad sex. And I ask Julia, what's going on? But she doesn't want to talk about it because she doesn't want to betray her mother. So Julia and I talk less and less. I don't tell my friends what's going on. I certainly don't tell my family. They'll hold it over me. We never liked her anyway. So I talk to nobody, and I start to feel ill, lose weight, sweat through my sheets at night. The left side of my lower back hurts when I drink alcohol. I hope that all these things will fix themselves. Julia tells me she wants to go on a trip around the world, by herself. We don't mention breaking up. And I tell her, I'll wait for you. I'll be lonely when you go. Ben, even if I stay, you'll be lonely. You're the loneliest person I know. Where exactly are you planning on going? I'm going to the invisible cities, where the pace is different than the one we know. I'm bringing only one not-so-big suitcase, and I might ask you to send some things. I need a little time to explore the world alone, make some friends who've never met you, speak a language you don't know, do some dances unfamiliar in some clothes you'll never see. I might lose a little you there, but in your place I'll find a bit more me. And off she goes. Look, I really love her, and things have gotten so bad between the two of us that if what she needs is to figure herself out away from me, then that's what she should do. I don't hear from her for a long time. And then I get an email. I met a puppy, his name is Arturo, and he rests his pointy face on my shoulder when I'm lying in bed. Here in an invisible city, I met a woman, her name is Nati, and she lets me share her bed with her and me and Arturo. I need a little time to explore the world alone. Eat the food I've never tasted, drink the wine I've never known. Feel the kisses of a lover, someone sweet and dark and new. I might lose a little me there, but in my place I'll find a bit more you. And if you ask, through all these months of exploration, have you found the thing you're looking for at last? I would explain, when I arrive in each new city, I find again a past of mine I did not know I had. And so I'm taking time to explore the world alone. Don't expect a lot of phone calls, I don't know when I'll come home. It could be end of summer, but more likely end of fall. And maybe then you'll see me, for the first time really see me. And I'll cease to feel invisible at all. Julia never comes home, and now I don't talk to anybody. My brother's here from a mutual friend of ours that Julia and I broke up. Adam leaves me a message. I don't call him back. Simon leaves me a message. I don't call him back. And eventually they leave me a message together from their flat in London. They're roommates. And their message says, "Hey man, you should call us back. Stop being such a total dick. We heard that you and Julia broke up. Are you okay? Also, we decided to split up our band. Music isn't for us. I feel that all the bones in my life that have given me stability are breaking. And I start to feel really ill. I lose 25 pounds. I'm still sweating through my sheets at night. And the left side of my lower back still hurts when I drink alcohol. And then running through Grand Central Station, I slip and I fall. I spend the next day in bed, banged up and bruised. And the following day, I go to my doctor, who sends me for some x-rays. And when we sit down to discuss the results of these x-rays, he looks serious. He looks scared. And he says, "Listen, Ben, you broke your pubic bone in 3 places. And the reason you did is you have lytic lesions in your pelvis." Lytic, I don't know what that is. Something's eating your bones. What, like a good kind of an eating? Is there a good kind of eating? I'm sent for more tests. And the following day, I sit down with an oncologist. And I'm expecting him to say, "Listen, kid, you're fine. You got holes in your bones. You got to drink more chocolate milk." Instead, he asks me, "Have you lost 25 pounds lately?" Yeah. Have you been sweating through your sheets at night?" Yeah. Do you have pain in the left side of your lower back when you drink alcohol? Today is Friday, and we must do one more test. We can't do it until Tuesday. Take the weekend to get some rest, and then on Tuesday we will biopsy your bones. Tuesday we will biopsy your bones. That means we'll take a metal rod and put it through your groin to the place you broke your pelvis. Take a sample of the bone and send the bone off to the lab. Results take 3 more days. Results take 3 more days. And a week from today, we'll know. And a week from today, I know. into the room and in the chair. Under the flat fluorescent glare, make sure the needle is secure. Hung from a bag might flow the cure. And maybe I'm an optimist, but I don't think I'm wrong, 'cause they said they'll do their best and that my odds are pretty strong. 12 treatments in, I'll go get scanned to see if it's worked the way they planned, to see if I'm finally cancer-free, to see if they found a cure for me. They biopsy my marrow. It's searing, blinding pain. I am waiting for my family. They are coming on a plane. Water tastes like metal. My brain is getting fuzzier every day. Now there's blood and shit pooling round my toes as I unclog my bowels with the shower hose. My insides are rotting. My body is so burned. Nothing works. When this thing's over, I want to go away from here, to eat garlic and tomatoes on grilled bread. When this thing's over, I want to disappear a while, to a cottage on a hill, a place that overlooks the ocean. I'll swim naked every afternoon. When this thing's over, when this thing's over. Mama, I'm really frightened. Of course you are, darling, she says, which is the perfect thing to say. My mother and my brothers drop everything in their lives and move back to New York to look after me. They come with me to chemotherapy. They cook for me. They clean for me. Man, the problem with New York City is when you are 25 pounds underweight and gauntly skinny, people will come up to you and be like, "Oh my God, you look amazing." And I have to be like, people, I'm literally dying. Like, this is not something I have any control over. In fact, the only thing I have any control over at all is what I wear. You know, the clothes I pick out in the morning. And so clothing becomes control. It becomes armor. And that's something that still sticks with me today. My super skinny look is quickly remedied when I put on 30 pounds of fat from the steroids in the chemotherapy. Papers on the wall list the drugs to take. Hair that all falls out, muscles all that ache. Tube into your heart, friends that disappear. I am going to help you, darling, I will never leave. Red adriamycin mixed with bleomycin, vinblastine and dicarbazine. High on Oxycontin, everything's forgotten. Your memory is all wiped clean. Sheets are soaked with sweat, brain is frozen numb. You can't fall asleep, can't write songs at all. I am in your blood, I am in your bones. I am going to kill you, darling, I will never leave. I am in your blood, I am in your bones. I am going to kill you, darling, I will never leave. It's not how long the rain falls, or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake, and we think that our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live, it's our pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show, facing things we don't know. It's the way that we weather the... Back to the office mid-July to learn if I'm actually going to die, to learn if I lose or if I win. Tests have been done, results are in. And they are the final culmination of the panic and the fear that I have fought so hard to deal with this entire goddamn year. I'm gonna end up like my dad. The doctor will tell me it looks bad. It's deep in your brain, your spinal cord. Then he says, Ben, it worked. You're cured. And when I learn that I've been cured of cancer, I leave my doctor's office and I call my mother and Adam and Simon and a few close friends and share the news. I tell them that I'm going to Central Park, to the Great Lawn. They can meet me there. And I get to the park before anybody else, and I take off my shoes and my socks. I guess that everybody's been waiting for my phone call because they all arrive pretty quick with picnic stuff and champagne, grinning and running, yelling, laughing. Everybody's thrilled it's all finally over. And the champagne is poured, and somebody hands me a glass. Oh, they want me to make a toast. And everybody looks at me expectantly, their glasses raised, and I think to myself, all right, well, physically I feel worse than I ever have in my entire life. 12 doses of chemotherapy will do that to you. Emotionally, I feel like I should celebrate, like I should at least be able to say something to the assembled. But I've learned nothing worth imparting. I want to disappear. So I made my great escape. I am safe in blood and bone. I want to go away. I want to go alone to a quiet place where time and I slow down, to a cottage in a golden castle town. So now every day for lunch I pick tomatoes off the vine, pour some very cold white wine, pick some sweet figs off the tree. I rest in golden calm, wander around the garden. When the sun begins to set, I take the stairs down to the sea. If you were here, you would see a man in nothing but a golden tan go clamber up the rocks alone above the perfect blue. And then you'd see him dive the 25 feet down to the water by the golden castle town. After 7 weeks of this perfect golden bliss where I unstress and I unbald and I unfatten, I start to feel a little more like Ben. I start writing songs again. That's when I know that I can go home to Manhattan. Out of the water, up the stairs, back to the cottage. Pack my suitcase and I'm off. It's been good, this disappearance for a while. But I smile when the airplane touches down and I get home to New York City, home to my golden castle town. Back in New York, I move into a new apartment. I move into a new decade when I turn 30 years old. And as a 30th birthday present, my two younger brothers get me a new guitar. It's this one right here. When I was ill, I lost many of the things that I thought made me a man. I lost my thick head of hair. I lost my ability to keep an erection. I lost my ability to write songs. I lost all control of my entire life. And my family looked after me, even though I hadn't looked after them. I call Julia, and we have an awkward conversation. where we acknowledged that we loved one another and then we stopped. And now I talk to my mother and my brothers almost every day. I'm really trying to be a better brother and a better son and a better man. Trying. I send more postcards now. There's one I've wanted to write for a while. Dear Dad, Dear Dad, I'm sorry about that note I wrote. I don't think that it killed you though. I've come to learn that sometimes bad things happen without reason. We get sick and sometimes die. I've carried all this guilt with me. Now it's time to set it free. So my dear Father, please forgive me all the things that I did wrong. I was a very small boy. And I've asked myself, what makes a lion a lion? And I've asked myself, what makes a lion a lion? I'm sorry about the fight we had. I miss you, and I love you, Dad. And my dear Father, I forgive you all the things that you did wrong. You are a man, not a saint. I can see you sitting there, your troubled smile and receding hair. And if I listen to the lesson in your music, I can hear it, though it's faint. I want to know what makes a lion a lion. And I want to know what makes a lion a lion. Dad, you had an old guitar and you played me folk songs, but you wouldn't teach me how to play like you. You didn't want me to play like you, and now at last I see that all those years ago and all those years since, dear Dad, I've learned to play like me. Dear Dad, I've learned to play like me. And now I've got a new guitar, and I'll play you folk songs. When my mother still was young, her father died from too much wine. His parents both were hunted in the jungle. She moved into the city in her 20s, met my father, he courted her, they fell in love and married. On a Tuesday, April morning, his brilliant brain stopped working. My brothers, mom, and I all sat round crying when it occurred to me that I'd do well to lead our little pride. And so I tried to find my roar and be a lion. I always show my teeth when I am smiling. I only say I love you when I'm sure. Inside my gentle paws I've got some devastating claws, and I'm learning what it means to really roar. To protect them from the storm, keep them safe and keep them warm. Music was the fire that I shared. It taught me when in fear to be open and sincere, because sometimes being brave is being scared. And at the risk of getting burned, I tried to guide the pride to learn to find their own ideas of fire and fan the flame with other stuff to do and see. They left the music all to me. The things that made us lions were not the same. My teeth when I am smiling. I only say I love you when I'm sure. Inside my gentle paws I've got some devastating claws, and I'm learning what it means to really roar. When all the cubs grew up and we were spread around the earth, I found one day that I'd grown very sick. My bones were filled with holes, my belly hung in rolls, and I was bald where once my mane was thick. I slept and was ashamed, I was quiet, I was tamed. Then they came and stayed and helped me heal inside. And though I had to learn once more to be a lion without a roar, it's not the roar that makes the lion, it's the pride. I always show my teeth when I am smiling. I only say I love you when I'm sure. Inside my gentle paws I've got some devastating claws, and I'm learning what it means to really roar. I always show my teeth when I am smiling. I only say I love you when I'm sure. Inside my gentle paws I've got some devastating claws, and I'm learning what it means to really roar. Now that we're all friends, you know. Whoo-wee. Yeah. This is for my father. My father has an old guitar and he plays me folk songs. There is nothing I want more than to play like him. He goes to the basement and builds me a cookie tin banjo. He builds me a cookie tin banjo. The strings are made of rubber bands, the strap is an old red necktie. The body is the big round lid of a metal cookie tin. When he plays his old guitar, I play my cookie tin banjo. I play my cookie tin banjo right along with him. The more we play together, the more I fall in love with music. And I realize that my banjo is a toy that I've outgrown. I want strings of steel and something new and something real, and so he gets me a guitar to call my own. Then Dad says to me on this fine afternoon, let's sit on the stairs, Ben, I'll teach you to tune. He hands me a pick, one that's little and black. He shows me the G chord, and I've never looked back. Now buried somewhere in a closet is my cookie tin banjo. And in my arms is my guitar, my greatest source of joy. For the life that I have now, I'm grateful to my father, who gave the gift of music to his boy. It started with a simple homemade toy.